Jules back that way to go to Higgins, right?
Evening, Ghost Hunter fans. This is Ghost Hunter Dan, Ghost Hunter Julie, and Ghost Hunter Larry. I think I'm pointing at myself. As of right now, we're driving around
In BFE?
in BFE on the hunt for new cemeteries for you guys, because that's kind of our thing. We kind of go off and find random cemeteries and see what we can find.
Yeah.
Julie, your thoughts on how we're doing tonight?
Okay, I'm just a little car sick.
Nothing a beer can't fix, right?
No.
Yeah.
Well, when you get home, you can have a beer.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a deal.
Dan, we've hit what, 2 or 3 cemeteries by now?
Tonight, yeah.
We did Hampshire Center Cemetery, which was 18 something.
Yeah.
And then
we did the other one on the hillside.
Yeah, with Doty
Cemetery.
Doty Cemetery.
It's at 1836.
1836, and it had an old side and a new side.
Yeah, and for us, that's pretty cool because Bloods Point was also established in 1836.
Right.
So,
yeah,
and Bloods Point, Larry and I, when we head back home, because we're in towards everything right now, when we go back home, we might make a little swing by Bloods Point and just shoot an IR video, just throw on the new YouTube channel for you. And,
yeah,
you know, just to kind of let you guys see what's going on at Bloods Point. Right now, the Sheriff's Department is out there in full force. They're out there every night because somebody's out there messing around.
Yep.
Problem being is, if you remember when Larry and I were working on our
restoration
efforts for Bloods Point, is that if people just pulled up in the ditch like what we do and take pictures, I don't think the Sheriff's Department would be all so upset. But when you go in there and kick over $8,000 worth of stones,
spray paint
them and stuff, that's when it gets upsetting. And not only to the Sheriff's Department, but to the people who are buried there. So if any of you guys that are our fans know anybody who do that, that's not cool, and you will get busted, and you should get busted. And
please set them straight.
Yeah, I hope that most people would respect, you know, the people that are resting there. So
yeah, agreed. One of the things that we like about doing the cemeteries that we do is with Maple, we get a cop stop by every single time we're there, and you know what they say to us? Dan, what do they say to us when a cop comes up to us at Maple?
Yeah, I've heard about you guys, and then they ask us if we're going in, which we never do.
But half the time they're like, "Why don't you?"
We've been given permission to go in, and yeah, we don't ever breach the cemetery. So, you know, I mean, if we breach the cemetery, it's because we've spoken to a cemetery board and they've given us permission to do so.
Or the mayor, or the chief of police, or
mainly it's going to always be the cemetery board, though. So,
right.
If any of you guys are wanting to do, you know, a cemetery crawl or anything like that, like we've done in the past, make sure that you speak to the police department and the cemetery board, because that's who you have to get permission from ultimately, is the cemetery board. The police really can't even grant you permission. So, and just also another little side note.
It's a quick ride up here, Dan.
Yep.
This one?
Yep.
Larry and I.
That one?
Yeah. Larry and I ran into this at Bloods Point, and you have the right to be in a cemetery during daylight hours. And anybody who tells you difference is full of it, even private cemeteries, because the state still mandates that those private cemeteries still be cared for. And those private cemeteries, and we know Bloods Point firsthand, is funded by
State of Illinois.
The state of Illinois and some county stuff. So guess what? It is what they call public domain during daylight hours.
Don't let anyone ever tell you that you cannot take pictures of a cemetery during the day.
Because that's not right.
Right.
So you are allowed to take pictures in any cemetery. We ran into that at Mount Carmel in Chicago.
Yeah.
Some groundskeeper comes up and goes, "Give me your cameras, give me." I told him, I said, "You're not taking my camera, brother." So
yeah. One of the things that we like to keep on us is a little pamphlet called the Photographer's Rights.
Yep.
I'm sure we could probably post it on the website or Facebook or something. Keeping that handy with you anytime you're going out during the day is almost a must.
Ultimately, what you want to do is, if you're told to leave, actually don't argue, just leave.
Yeah.
But if you have that little pamphlet, you know, with the photographer's rights in it, you know, they can tell you what they want, but ultimately, yours and my tax dollars go to fund these cemeteries, so we have the right to be in them.
Right. But anyway, this video is getting to be a couple minutes long, and this is where we say goodbye to Ghost Hunter Julie. Say bye to Ghost Hunter Julie. And Dan and I are probably going to continue on and poke her around in a few places, cause a little bit of trouble. So until next time, Ghost Hunter fans, this is Ghost Hunter Julie.
Bye.
Ghost Hunter Dan. And me. I'm not going to show you my ugly mug. So, take care.